how to interpret individual records. In our previous video, we went from about 290 items down to 13. Hopefully some of these are going to be a better fit for a 6-year-old looking for books about Captain America. So how do I tell if it's the right thing? Well, each item has a description. That's your first clue. Some will have a target audience note, which is kind of an added value feature. You'll see that it's not listed in many cases. So going up to this first item, I see that it's 27 pages, and it tells me that it does have a target audience of pre-K to grade 1, a pretty good fit for what I need. If it's something I'm interested in, I can add to my list. If I'm logged in, I can create a particular list. In this case, I'm just going to have a working list running here until I'm ready to do more. Down below, I see that this one is 134 pages, and it says it's a Mighty Marvel chapter book. It also tells me it's an accelerated reader, which typically applies to older children. Not always. There is an accelerated reader code up here. 134 pages sure sounds like a lot, so let me see if I can figure out if this is really something I could use for my 6-year-old child or not. First, I can look at availability. The first clue in here is the call number. It does tell me it's juvenile fiction, which again is early elementary through even part of middle school in many cases, so it could be the right thing. But I want to open up the full display to find out a little bit more. Alright, 134 pages, let's see what else. And it looks like it's just one big story based on the summary. I don't know that this is going to be the right thing. It's probably going to be a bit overwhelming. And again, keep in mind the reason this came up is that we chose juvenile and primary as our target audiences, but those capture a pretty broad range of ages. I'm going to skip over that one for now. Now here's a quirk to know about too, and there's not much we can do, although you can always contact cataloging if you find one of these. This, just by the cover, makes me think it's probably not something that's going to be the right fit, but let's find out if I'm correct in that assumption. So I'm going to look at availability, and again, first clue is call number. Oh, adult graphic novel, GN, blah, blah, blah. Definitely not something I expected when I told the catalog that I wanted juvenile and primary. Number one, I know to skip over it, and two, if you ever find something like this, you're welcome to send it in to the technical services department, and they'll see why the heck it's coming up in the patron access catalog under the juvenile or primary codes. There's some changes they may be able to make on their end. And it's just a quirk of cataloging, so if a customer asks, you can just say that you'll see if there's a way to remove it from a similar search in the future. Okay, next results look pretty good, but I'm a little concerned about this 182 pages. Is that something I should be worried about? Well, it does say it's a storybook collection, so that makes me think it's probably broken down. So again, I can get my first clue if I want, or just go straight to full display. And I see in this summary, it's telling me it's 7 stories throughout those 182 pages. Considering that it's going to have a lot of illustrations, I think this might be okay. I might need to read it along with my child or give them a little more help, but it's a possibility. So I'm going to add that one to my list. Similarly, this one says it's an Avengers Reading Adventures. It also mentions the word collection. So let me see what I can find out about this one. Another clue, it says it's in the series Passport to Reading. And once you've worked in the library a while, or if you're coming from another library, you'll know that that's usually what's considered an I Can Read type of series. So already, being a librarian, I feel pretty confident. This is 6 stories broken down, and it's in the Passport to Reading series. This is going to be a good fit. I'm going to add that one to my collection, and I could have done that as well. I'm going to go back to full display to show you can do that within there. Let's see what else we have. Captain America: An Origin Story, ages 4 to 8. Well, there you go. That already looks fairly promising. I'm going to add that one too. And now that I know what I want, I could go back and either place the request here or go into my working list. I'm going to show my list details here and decide if I want to keep or remove any of these. So I'm going to go back to where I was in the catalog, where I'll click from here. And again, I could see if it's at the branch I need. Let's see it's Jarrettsville. That might work for me today. Or place my request using my barcode and my PIN. 215. Alright, let's log in. I'm going to pick it up at Jarrettsville, and done.